Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for April the 17th. I'm going to be pulling one card for each sign. So if you know your house system, then you can actually get quite a bit of juice from a quick little reading like that. We're going to save that card for later. Ba-bum-bum-bum. If all you know is your sun sign, then you can just get a little bit of an idea about what's going on during the day. Okay, let's get started. All right, let's pull this card back that already popped. What is that? That's the Knight of Swords showing up for the sign of Aries. So wherever your house placement is for Aries, we've got a Knight of Swords going on, which just means there is some very productive conversation happening, some information being shared that helps you move forward productively and possibly helps somebody else move forward productively as well. Okay, so good card for Aries. Next up, let's look at Taurus. So Taurus, you guys show up with the Queen of Pentacles here. You're operating in your own mojo today. This just means that you're feeling like you are abundant. You're definitely feeling secure. And you are trying to share those good things that you have with other people around you. In fact, I'm not even going to say you're trying to. You are. So you may be host or hostessing some type of event or get together, or you may be finding other ways to share the good that you have with people around you. Next, let's look at Geminis. Geminis, wow, you've got the Star card. This just tells me that there's something going on that is really making you hopeful about a very particular situation in your life. We like it. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Cancers, we have the Tower card showing up for you. This is just telling me that there's something going on today that where there's something that makes you feel secure that is suddenly and unexpectedly being removed from your experience. Now, with the Tower card, what you need to know is that this is just the beginning of a longer story, and that whatever this is that's being removed from your experience, you're going to end up finding something to replace that that's actually better than what's being removed today. But right now, with this Tower card coming up, this is right now is just a time of sort of catching your breath and getting your feet back up under you after you realize that this has happened. Okay. Next up, let's look at Leo. Leo, Leo. Three of Wands showing up in reverse for those of you who are Leos. This is telling me that this is a day where you're not really making any kind of long-term plans. You're more or less just going with the flow, going with the moment, being very aware and very much in the present today. Next up, let's look at Virgo. Virgo is what you have showing up is the Fool card in reverse. Now for me, the Fool card in reverse just means that you have something in your experience that you began really as a leap of faith, not having any idea where it was going to take you, just knowing that you knew that you knew that you knew that it was the right thing to do at the time. Now with this Fool card showing up in reverse today, this says that whatever that was, you are reconsidering. You're looking at, do I want to keep this going or has it actually served its purpose? And with the Fool card showing up on reverse, this is telling me that you are deciding that there's more good stuff that'll come out of whatever this experience is. And so you are deciding to keep moving forward with this leap of faith. Once again, not exactly knowing what it's bringing, but knowing that that it has not been depleted of good stuff, knowing there's more good stuff coming out. Okay, so that was Virgo. Next up, we're looking at Libras. Okay, so those of us who know where our Libra placement is, we have the Ten of Wands showing up there in reverse. Ten of Wands in reverse just means that there's some type of responsibility that we are setting down or letting go of. We're no longer holding on to this. Now, sometimes this is a very tangible responsibility. We could be walking away from a job, but sometimes this is more of, You know, maybe we felt responsible for somebody else and how they're behaving. We could be setting down that type of responsibility as well. So some type of responsibility that we are setting down and not moving forward with today. Okay, next up, let's look at Scorpios. Scorpios. Okay, so Scorpios, we have the Emperor showing up here. This is just telling me that we are taking charge of our day. We're making decisions about what it is that we want to create and accomplish and do. And we are making those decisions about how to actually accomplish that today. Okay, next up, let's look at Sagittarius. Sagittarius with the Seven of Wands showing up in reverse. This tells me that you're letting down your guard, and I feel like a lot of you Sagittarians are really opening up with somebody in a more in-depth, deeper, personal way than what you normally do. You're kind of letting go of that everything is fine, let's laugh and joke facade, and you're letting somebody know a little bit more about the real you today, Sagittarius. Next up, let's look at Capricorn. Capricorn's Page of Cups showing up here. This just says that somebody is letting you know just exactly how important you are to them. Woot woot, we like it. Next up, let's look at Aquarius. So Aquarius, we do have the Moon card showing up in reverse. This is a card that tells me that where there was a situation where 2 and 2 just wasn't quite making 4. You know, you knew there was information missing, you just weren't quite sure what was missing. This is telling me that that information is coming to the surface now without you having to dig. It's coming to the surface in a very organic way, and so now you've got the big picture by the end of today, Aquarius. Next up, let's look at Pisces. So Pisces, you show up with the High Priestess. A lot of people would say that this is your major arcana card. This just tells me that this is a day when your intuitive abilities or your psychic experiences are growing. Whether you are trying to make them grow or not, there's going to be something happening today that makes you really realize that that your psychic abilities are actually growing. There's going to be something that happens that is just undeniable with that. So we like that. This also tells me that if that's going on, it may be a good time to start figuring out how to harness those psychic abilities so that you can use them, you know, more on command rather than just whenever they feel like speaking to you in a big enough way to get your attention. Okay, so that's what we've got for today, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate that. I also appreciate all the likes and the shares on this video. And of course, I appreciate all of you who are coming in, scheduling readings and Reiki sessions with me. It is my honor and my pleasure to serve each and every one of you. Have a fantastic day. Peace out.